This is new script of blizzare amazing hate speech of Greta Thunberg about porn movie studios, how dare you. The only reason why you are here is because the big money guys want to see your work. And they get it from us, but we don't make a living at this, and if we did, we wouldn't be doing what we do for free. We would have taken that job with the big company by now. But no, the internet has made all our jobs easier and cheaper than ever before. So I say to you, if you really care about your future in this business, then maybe you should start making movies for yourself instead of waiting around for someone else to pay you. Because as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing more exciting than watching some loser go through the motions of having fun while he watches another guy have fun on camera. Sigh, it's like when my brother used to watch me play basketball when I was little. Sigh. And I know how much you love sports, so I'll give you an idea of what kind of movies you could make. There's a whole industry out there dedicated to making these kinds of films. They're called porno-filmmakers. These people aren't just writing scripts either, they actually shoot the stuff and put it online for everyone to see. My brother has a whole list of them, and you can bet that he has made his own shorts. That's how he got the idea for his novels. In fact, he's been doing it ever since he was your age. Yeah, and if there's anything worse than watching a grown man have fun on camera, it's watching a grown woman have fun on camera, and these people have no shame whatsoever. They'll do whatever they have to in order to sell their stuff to the masses, so can you imagine what they would do to get into a place like this? Oh, and if you really want a laugh, you should see the forums that they use to promote their stuff. They're so deluded that they actually think that people care what they have to say. And since the general public has spoken in favor of this kind of thing, well, I guess that just proves how far gone society really is. So who knows? Maybe you'll hit the big time. I heard about a guy once who made a film in his basement, and it became so wildly popular among fringe groups that they started calling each other by his film's names. It didn't take long for them to trickle into the mainstream vernacular, and before anyone knew it, those same fringe groups were using these words in regular conversation. And once that happened, the guy's career skyrocketed. You know what his name is? The thing that he made in his basement? It's Marky Mark. And do you know what the name of that film was? It was I Need a Blowjob. So I guess the moral of the story is, be nice to your sister because she might just give you one in the future. Zombie Nuji also appears to have a new website, where you can find his books. The end. Where will this year's class of students rank in the halls of RCHS lore? Will they be remembered fondly, like the class of '62 who, despite being the victims of what could be considered the worst school shooting in American history before Parkland, Florida, still managed to put on a musical that same year that was so spectacular that it's still being performed 50 years later? Or will they be forgotten, like the class of '86, most of whom died in a plane crash returning from their yearbook signing? Will there ever be another class at RCHS that can even compare to these legends? And does it even matter? Because no matter what your year or social status at RCHS, you were still a rebel and you were still part of the team. Until next time, as always, stay raging. The end asterisk may contain traces of inaccuracies, not actual retired rebel AMBASADOR spoken here, the roll call of extracted rebel names, and where they are now lots of them are missing, but here's what we could find. Class of '16, Gabby Anderson lives in Los Angeles and is a writer for television shows. She is married to a musician. Sebastian de Rod lives in New York City and is currently dating comedian Sarah Silverman. He has also acted in a show or two. Jennifer Edwards lives in Boston and writes for a medical journal. Koji Haria is a computer engineer who works for a video game company in California. Nyla Jane works as an accountant in New York City. Christian Martinez is living in New York and works as a high school history teacher. Kira Nutt lives in Portland and is a photographer. Louise Lincoln now lives in Los Angeles and owns a clothing store. Yoshi Matthews now lives in Washington, D.C. and is an editor for a website. Jacob Price moved to Los Angeles after graduation to work as an assistant to a successful screenwriter. He never made it as a writer himself, but he now has his own production company. Class of '17, Nina Adams works at a nonprofit in New York City that helps underprivileged kids with their education. She is a